Good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for bacon.
Right.
The best part of waking up is hazelnut. Thank you, Jesus, for this food. Amen.
Big day. Achieving goals. Checking them off the list. Before hunting season.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Tracy and welcome to Just Dig It Farms. We just had a delicious hearty breakfast because we have a long day today and a big project that we're starting on. I'm super excited about this. Jean is already out here working on it and I can't wait to bring you guys along with us this weekend. We were gone out of town for a little while. We went to visit our sons and their families for a little bit, and when we got back we had a deer in the garden and it ate all of the tops out of all of my sweet potatoes that I have planted. They're starting to grow back now. And it ate all the tops out of all of my peas. But the most upsetting thing that it got to was our fruit trees. It got the apples and the pear trees. This is the pear. You can see how it just kind of bit off the ends of it. And it got the apple trees. It did some damage on these. So we decided to put the irrigation to the garden on hold for just a little bit and build the next section of our potager garden fence. And we chose a really hot, humid day to get started on this. mean, I wouldn't mind a farm gate back here, but I want a nicer gate up there.
Okay, that's when we should build a double wall.
Wish I could find some iron gates for super cheap or free.
Well, that's the other thing. You gotta get it to where it takes up that space and no gaps is what's.
Last pole. And we're exhausted, beyond exhausted. It's so hot out here, it makes this such a hard job. But we got the last pole in, quick-created, so we're gonna let that set. Probably come back out in the morning and work on pick back up in the morning and work on putting the cattle panels on it. And we're gonna go inside and get a bite to eat and possibly go sit in the creek for a little bit.
We're going to the creek.
We're going to the creek. We were so exhausted yesterday that we didn't even make it to the creek. We went inside, got a bite to eat, took showers, and just rested the rest of the evening. We were so exhausted. This heat and humidity is just, it drains you. It drains you. So today is day 2 of building the 3rd phase of the potager garden fence.
So we're finishing up the back of our potager fence. And so we've got it a lot higher on this backside because this is typically where the deer, if they do try to jump in, this is where they're going to come in. But I'm going to come back. I cut my boards to come down 5 foot and they'll end right about here so that I've got to buy some more cattle panels, another section to put down here. I'll cut a cattle panel in half and stick it in the ground, and then I'll put my 2x4 down to sandwich it. I have extra where I cut my 2x4s at 5 foot. If I'd have had the cattle panel here, I could have went ahead and done it all. But I've got to go around and do a lot on the bottoms just to, we're gonna put chicken wire because we're gonna do it right so it'll last. So that's the plan before the rain gets here.
We've had a lot of rain lately, which I'm so very thankful for. It's rained almost every day for over a week now. Such a blessing. And the garden is so much happier, and so am I. But all of the rain causes the tomatoes to split. So it's okay though. I'm not gonna be complaining about the rain at all. So we've got the fence to a point where Gene really don't need my help. He's about to finish up with what we can get done this weekend. We've got to get some more cattle panels to put down on the bottom level of the fence, and a few more 2x4s. So we'll have to finish the potager fence next weekend. My son, Chance, and Renee, and grandbaby Cooper are on their way here. They went to see her parents and sister for a little while, and they're on their way home now. We dog sat Finn all week while they were gone, so they're coming by to pick him up, and they're gonna eat lunch with us, and then they're gonna hit the road and head home. So I'm just picking some cherry tomatoes for Cooper because he loves these things. So I wanted to pick some for him to take home. And I'm gonna pick some okra that they can take home with them because they love okra. And I love sharing my garden with my family. I'm so excited to get the third phase of the potager fence built. It's awesome. It's so awesome. I love it. It makes a beautiful enclosure around the whole garden, makes it feel like a room of its own. And that whole fence pretty much is going to be used to espalier fruit trees and to grow climbing fruits like muscadines and kiwi on. And it's just going to be amazing. I'm going to have my own little Garden of Eden here, which I absolutely love. I have always dreamt of this. And as always, Gene's making my dreams come true. So we got to go get those few other supplies, and we'll be finishing up the fence next weekend. And then we'll get back to the irrigation. And the fourth phase of the garden will be right here, which will be the last. We will connect it right here. So we'll be going from that post down and then all the way back here behind the greenhouse and connect into that fence over there where I was just picking cherry tomatoes. We're holding off on that just a little bit. Number one, we got to save up more money to build that last section. And number two is I'm going to be getting a new greenhouse at some point. Not this year. I don't know if it'll be by next year. But we are going to do a new greenhouse right here. And I really don't know what that's going to look like right now. I don't know if we're going to build it or if I'm going to order one and buy one. And if that's the case, then they're going to have to be able to maneuver to move it in here. So we really have to leave this last section of fence until we figure out what we're going to do with the greenhouse. So the last section is on hold for a little while, and I'm just hoping that this big section that we just put in over here is going to help deter the deer a little more. I know we still got this big opening here, and they do come up from down there. So they still have easy access to my garden. But we have to just do things a little bit at a time, stage by stage, save up some money, do the next project, because we're not putting things on credit. We don't use credit cards. So we just save up till we get enough to do the next thing on our list. So therefore, everything cannot be perfection right off the bat. It takes time. It takes money and time and energy and all of those things to get a farm built. And we're diligently working on it. When I think back, we've only been here 7 years, and this was raw land. I mean, there was nothing here at all. It was 9 acres of hardwood forest and 9 acres of pasture. So there was nothing here when we moved onto our lands over 7 years ago now. And Gene works more than full time. He works a lot of long, hard hours. And in the beginning, I was still working at Petals from the Past. And a few years in, I was able to quit Petals and just do our farm and YouTube full time, which I'm so thankful for. I loved my job and I loved everyone there. But my heart was here. My heart was here on my farm. I hated to leave every day. I love my farm. I love my home, my gardens and my animals, and I hate to leave. So it was such a blessing to be able to just come home and farm and garden full time and create YouTube videos and build my business. So I'm very, very thankful for that. But yeah, there was nothing here when we moved here. So we bought a manufactured home. It's a double-and-a-half, or they call it a tag-and-a-half, so that we could go ahead and immediately get moved here and get moved on the farm. And it took all of our savings to purchase our land, so we really didn't have a lot of money put up to build a house. So we decided to go ahead and get this manufactured home that we love. We absolutely love it. It was the floor model, so there's work that needed to be done on it when we got it, but we got it at such a better price. So we couldn't pass that up, and we knew that we'd come in and make changes anyway. So we went with the manufactured home, moved it down here, and immediately got started on developing our farm and building infrastructures. It's been a lot of building fences. Not only fences around the potager garden, but all of the animal fences. Our goal is to be able to rotate animals. So a lot of pastures and animal fencing, fences around this garden, and a fence around the whole entire property. So it's been a whole lot of building fences and building these gardens, and we built the chicken coop and my garden shed and the porch. Gene and Chase built a beautiful porch around our front of our home, which is awesome. It adds over 600 square feet of more living space, which has been great. We've really enjoyed our porch. But anyway, it's been a lot of hard work and a lot of time and energy and money, and we're still working on it, just project by project. And Gene and I joke we'll probably be working on it the rest of our life, because when we get one project done, we decide we need to do more. But this has always been our dream, and we're living it, and we love it. Okay, y'all, I am going to go inside and get dinner fixed so that we can have it ready for them when they get here. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with Gene and me this weekend. God bless you, and I'll see y'all next week. Looky there, Coop. Here, dump it out. Do it. Fill it up. Fill it up. Fill it up. some dirt in there. Put some dirt in there.